Happy Mother's Day, moms. Hope your day was absolutely wonderful. To all my friend moms, love you. Hope your day was absolutely wonderful. I know we had an absolutely great day today. Hung out with the mother in law today, went down there for breakfast, hung out with my wife today, did some yard work, did some running around, had a lot of fun. Matter of fact, my wife is, down at my mom's house, mother-in-law's house here right now. They live just a few houses down, hanging out with the grandbaby and everybody. So it's been a fun day of seeing people you don't get to see. So truly hope that everyone had a blessed Mother's Day, had a lot of fun, ate a lot of food. I know I did. I did some yard work. I'm working on our backyard oasis, as my wife calls it. So a lot of fun today. So what I want to talk to you about today is, what if my mom knew this? And here's something that I've said quite a few times on some of my coaching calls when I'm working with some of my coaching clients, or just thinking about stuff, especially when I started learning how to trade. Is I said to myself, man, I wish I would have knew this 20 years ago, 30 years ago, or I wish somebody would have approached my mother uh, with the opportunity to learn how to trade, because just knowing me and how I am and my curiosity and how curious I am about stuff, my nose would have been all up in the business, and I would have learned how to trade. And who knows? I think my life would be quite a bit different over the last 40 years versus the way it is now, because of just how competitive I am, how stubborn I am, how I hate to lose. And especially if I had a good mentor and people like I do now that would step into my life and say, hey, asset to trade. And I want to share this with you because a lot of people think they don't know how to trade, or they don't understand trading, or they don't understand the market. So I'm going to get into that. If you don't know me, my name's Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist. I love helping people succeed online. Moreover, I just love helping people make money. I love entrepreneurs. I love helping them grow and expand their business. And one thing I truly, and this is me, and this is a little bit different topic here, is I don't buy into people self-sabotaging themselves by running down to the broken store, putting a bunch of broken mental crap in their shopping bucket and bringing it home and label themselves, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. It's never good. Matter of fact, our CEO at our last event down in Houston, a young lady stood up and she says, I'm 19. And he said, stop, hold on, wait a minute right there. You're handicapping yourself when you put a label on yourself that says I am, right? Is I'm black, I'm white, I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm uneducated, I'm whatever. When you put that label on yourself, it creates a barrier. And I learned that, and I thought it was really cool. So I challenge you to this. I challenge you this. If you want to learn how to trade, reach out to me. My phone number should be scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and it is not. So let me put that up there so it is. Feel free to shoot me a text. Then we can set up a time to talk and get more into detail in this platform. It's an education platform. I truly, again, am on a mission to help 1,000 families learn how to trade, and I'm looking for some people to help me do that. So if you'd like to learn how to trade and you'd like to share this with other people, let's talk. If you just want to learn how to trade, let's talk. Let's do this. I want to show you this because I want you to hopefully get your mindset changed a little bit on why it's important to learn how to trade. Specifically, if you're a mom and you have some teenagers around the house and they're not sure what they want to do to go to college, or maybe you have some college age kids, they're not sure what they want to do, I challenge you to put them in front of this vehicle, because with Forex trading and with crypto, with the NFTs, with everything else that's going on right now in the financial markets, being able to have this skill set and this mindset. Like I said, if I could go back and learn this when I was 18, I have absolutely undeniable confidence that I would be a billionaire by now. Seriously, hands down, no doubt about it. No doubt a freaking about it. If I knew what I knew today when I was 18 years old, literally 40 years ago, 41 years ago, I would be a billionaire today. I would be a billionaire today if I knew what I knew. I'm just going to throw that out there. So I'm challenging you to this. And it doesn't mean you got to be, I'm competitive. I'm a driver. There's a lot of stuff about me that comes from that. So that might have spurred that comment. So I'm going to show this to you, and then I'm going to get out of your face and let you go back to doing your Mother's Day thing. So this is called a trading view chart. This is one of the tools, one of the software tools that when you learn to trade, you'll learn how to read. And again, people's like, what is all that stuff? That's what I did. I looked at them. I had no idea what I was looking at, right? And some people think you have to have a lot of money to start trading. Actually, you can start trading with $10. right? You can actually start trading with $10, as low as $10. Most people that are coming in will come in, like, for example, Dr. Gregory, she started trading. She started with $50. She's a doctor, but she wanted to come in, and this is not, it's a thing that if you're broke and you're trying to figure out how to make money, this is not it, right? This is something that you need to take the time to learn how to do. It's very important that you take the time to learn how to do this. So I challenge you to do that. If you need $400, like right now today, learning how to trade isn't going to get you there, right? Because this is like learning anything else, like learning martial arts, learning heart surgery. You're not going to get in and do this. If you looked at trying to trade Forex before and you hadn't had a formal education, you got your butt kicked, well, I challenge you to come back and learn how to do it the right way and get your butt unkicked and learn how to trade from experienced traders. You'll definitely change your life and your outlook. Literally being able to, I was just looking at gold here a little bit, and I was actually looking at some Bitcoin here today because Bitcoin right now is just headed to the basement, and you can make money on any of those. And I want to show these charts to you here. If you'll notice, I've got 3 charts up here. There's this chart. This actually, I got one screen segmented into 3 different charts. The first chart is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin, and you can see it's sort of in a selling momentum heading down this way. This is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. This is a Forex trade here. This would be a straight trade in Bitcoin. This is a Forex trade where you trade the Australian dollar against the US dollar, and you can see it's sort of in a down spiral right now. And then this is oil. This is crude oil, and it's sort of in an uptrend right now. And these are all on a 4-hour chart, and you can go all the way down to a 5-minute and 1-minute chart to see what they're doing. And they usually look like they're bouncing up and down on those smaller charts. But I wanted to show this to you because when you learn how to trade, our primary focus is on Forex, right? We teach you how to trade Forex. However, I wanted to point this out. Once you learn how to trade Forex and read the candles and understand all of the indicators that you learn in class, you can trade Bitcoin exactly the same way you trade the US dollar, the Australian dollar against US dollar, Japanese yen against the Australian dollar, the US dollar against the Japanese yen, or the Canadian dollar against the US dollar, whatever. All works the same way. Or you can come in and trade oil or Tesla or Disney or anything else that's in the news that if you start to get your heart on it, when Disney had that whole deal of Disney stuff going on, Disney went like this, went straight to the basement. If you were paying attention, you were trading Disney, you could have jumped in that trade on a sell and made a nice little chunk of money on that trade if you understand the market. How long does it take you to learn how to trade? Completely, totally up to you how much you're going to show up to class. Do you have to sit in front of a chart all day? No, and I'll show you why. So for example, one of the tools that we have, you'll see down here at the bottom, these are called the moving average indicators. It's called the MACD, and there's some other indicators that would tell me when I come in here that I'll see this little red dot. It means the trend is starting to change. I'll get a red candle. Well, we've got some really cool things. One of my favorite tools to use is called the FAST system, and I'm going to turn this on all of these so you can see what this looks like, and you learn this in class, right? These are indicators that help you, assist you along the trade. And the cool thing about being in class is that I'm connected with probably one of the smartest traders I've ever seen, has tons of experience. So if I ever have a question about a trade, I can simply reach out to him and say, hey, Aaron, I'll make a screenshot of the trade before I get ready to enter it. I screenshot it, I can send it over him, and Aaron will say, yeah, that looks like a good trade, or no, you might want to wait here. No, you might want to get out here before it turns because did you look here? You learn all this stuff in class. Sounds like a lot, but if you're willing to show up to class, spend 3 or 4 hours in the beginning, a week, learning how to trade, you'll learn how to set indicators. So for example, the reason why I say you don't have to sit in front of a chart, I don't have time to sit in front of a chart. Well, I'm going to debunk that right now. I'm going to take that right away from you so you don't. So for example, let's go here and look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin right here, I've got this fast indicator turn on. I've got all my indicators turned on. I'm looking at my candles. One of the things that with the indicators turn on, I'm looking at this trade, and this is back on May 5th at 11 a.m. So I set myself an alert, right? Inside the system, you can turn on alerts. So I alert myself to an alert that says when the purple cloud turns to blue cloud, check Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart or the 15-minute chart or whatever. It really doesn't matter. It all works exactly the same. So I get the alert, pops up on my phone. So I come and sit down at my computer for a minute or on my iPad or wherever I happen to be, right? Maybe I'm on my iPad and I open up TradingView and I open up Bitcoin and I look at this and I say, okay, I got a red candle, right? I've got a red X. Price right now is below my orange line. I've got a red SAR up here. My black line is pointing down. My purple, I call it my purple people leader, is pointing down. I've got a red dot down here on my MACD. It's right at the 0 line. let's go ahead and enter the trade. So I enter the trade, and then I enter conservatively, and I set myself up for maybe a 30 pip trade or something like that. I open it up in the beginning. They teach you to trade about 20 pips. As you get more experienced, right, you can do a lot of trades. I'm going to put my stop loss in at 10% of whatever I have in my account. You can go less than that. You can put your stop loss in at 3%, whatever. I put my stop loss at 10%. So if I've got $1,000, right, in my account, I'm risking 100 of that $1,000 on the trade if the trade happens to go in the other direction. I enter the trade, it starts moving down here, and I use a cool little measuring tool here, and I do a short position and say I entered here. I'm going to put this bad boy on here, and I'm going to run it down into this way to, since I'm on the 4, wow, I've got a lot going on there. I'm going to set my stop loss up in here. And this is the 4-hour chart, so it's giving me a lot. It's a 4-to-1 ratio, so I'm basically risking 1 to get 4 basically out of that. So I'm risking say $100 to get $400 in a trade, for example, depending on what you have your set, how much you have in your account, what kind of lot size you have. Again, you'll learn all this stuff, and I let the trade run. I've got my stop loss set here. I turn all this on, and I just walk away from my computer because I have faith in the system that I've learned. Maybe I want to be a little bit more conservative, so I move it back up here, and I just do a 3-to-1 trade, right? I do a 3-to-1 and put it right in this area, somewhere right in this area, right about here. So I'm risking 1. I'm risking 1%. Let's move this down just a little bit. I'm risking 1%, right, to get it. So basically, it's a 3-to-1 ratio that I'm going to risk in here. I enter the trade. The trade takes off. I go and do what I got to do. Go work in the backyard. Go to work. Go to whatever, and I let the trade. And I don't do anything. I just let it run because I know that I've set my risk to reward ratio. If it does go the other way, I'm not going to freak out because I expected that not every trade is a win, right? And I'm okay with that. Typically, it's because I've started out with like a $60 live account and I've grown it over to $1,000. So if I do lose $100, it isn't even my money yet, right? I was in a win, but I haven't lost it because I still have my original $63 that I entered a trade, and that's a whole other story that we talked about. It's a sort of a challenge I put myself up to, was to see how small of an account I could start and run it over a 12-month period to see where it started with 50 or 60 bucks. I would end up at the end of the year, and I'm tracking pretty good. So anyway, trade comes in, I close out the trade, and I've put, say, another $500 in my account or $400 in my account. It's closed out, and I don't have to do anything. And let's say I set my daily goal in trading is to earn $400. I set my goal, my mindset's right, everything is good to go. I walk away from it. So maybe I'm looking at different trades, and maybe while I set up the Bitcoin trade, I come in here and maybe I look at the Australian dollar, US dollar, and say, oh wow, look, I've got a red X here. I've got the blue cloud. I've got everything's below the orange. Everything's going good. I've got a red dot. Let me go ahead and enter this trade too. Now it's a little bit past the time to do this because it's on the 4-hour chart. So that was almost a day ago that happened because the day is the 8th of May. So the trade is actually down here. So it'd be too late to actually enter that trade. I'm just showing examples. Or maybe I decide I want to trade oil. I see the green X jumps in here. I've got a green dot, which means I'm in a buy situation. I've got a green SAR. I'm above my orange line here. I enter this trade for a buy, and I do the exact opposite that I did here on the trade. I come over here and I enter into a long position because I learned this in class. I learned how to do this, and I do basically the same thing, except I'm going into a buy position. I turn all that bad boy on. I turn this bad boy on. I walk away from my computer, and I let it do that. And then when the trades are over, I come and at the end of the day, I look at my at the end of the day or whenever the trade's done running. It might be a day or two before it actually gets to this point, however long it takes. I close out my trades, and I've possibly made it into a win. If for some reason the market went wackadoodle, in other words, for example, on this, let's say on this Australian dollar trade, I entered this trade, say somewhere in here, and this is a bad example. Just ignore this because there's none of the rules going on right here. But say I entered the trade here, and I got into this, and I set my stop loss, say somewhere right in this area, and it turns around, it comes north, boom, it hits my stop loss. I lost a little bit of money. The trade closes out, but I'm still in the positive overall because I got a win on my Bitcoin and I got a win on my crude oil. And I wanted to share this with you. Because I want to inspire you. I want to challenge you. I want to seriously impact 1,000 families. Moms, sit down with your kids if you're struggling, because this inflation right now is absolutely cray-cray, right? Milk is up, gas is up, everything is up, right? It's nuts how expensive everything is. This may last another 12 months. It might last another 2 years. I don't know. It's something there. But the cool thing about trading Forex and trading Bitcoin or trading gold or trading whatever pair or whatever product that you want to trade, right? You can create your own money tree and earn money on demand. And I'm going to say this with a disclaimer is we don't guarantee, the educators do not guarantee, the platform does not guarantee that you will make any money, because you have to show up to class. You have to pay attention. You have to take notes. The cool thing about it is there's a monthly tuition, very, very ridiculously crazy affordable monthly tuition. There's no contracts, and you can practice with a demo account, right? Practice with a demo account until you feel confident enough. That might take you 45 days. It might take you 60 days. It might take you 4 months. It might take you a year till you get confident enough where you can actually start trading with live money. But I can tell you this, be careful, because once you learn this stuff, once you learn this skill, you can't unlearn it. It's like once you learn to drive a car, you never forget it, right? Once you learn how to swim, you never forget it. Now, if you haven't swam for a while, you may be a little bit awkward in the pool. Once you learn how to ride a bike, you never forget it, right? So this is like trading. Trading is exactly the same way. Once you learn this skill, you can go into any product, oil, Tesla, Disney, gold, silver, Bitcoin, Forex. It really doesn't matter. That you can go analyze a chart. You can look at it, and based on your knowledge, you can plug in. And I'm going to close this. I think the coolest tool that they have in the education platform is the community. You can actually plug in to the educators and have a daily conversations with them. You'll go to class. The educator puts homework in your bucket. You do the homework. You come back to class the next day. He talks about it, and he moves you through step by step what you need to do to learn how to trade and be a successful trader. I love you. I appreciate you. Jesus loves you. Absolutely nothing you can do about that. If you'd like more information on this platform, shoot me a text message. Just set up a time to chat. I'll walk you through the dashboard. I'll see where you're at and see if this is a fit for you too. Have an absolutely awesome Mother's Day. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact and be an equity creator. I hope you are too. Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.